Hi, everybody. Welcome to What the Flick. My name is Christy. That is Alonzo. That is Matt. We're sitting in different chairs today. It's very liberating. So Alonzo will describe to us War Dogs, which is not Gods of War. Wasn't this
Lord
movie
of War.
Lord of War?
Lord
Thank
of
you.
War,
The Nicolas Cage gun-running movie.
No, this is a different one. So Miles Teller and, is that me? Yes. Miles Teller and Jonah Hill are childhood friends who reunite as adults and go to work becoming kind of bottom feeder arms dealers during the original Bush invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan. They discovered that after the Halliburton no-bid contracts that everything gets opened up to small vendors, and so they look for the little tiny deals they can cut with the Pentagon to sell equipment to soldiers. And of course they make big money, and then that leads to mo problems. Take a look.
They called guys like us war dogs, bottom feeders who make money off of war without ever stepping foot on the battlefield.
Show you about my culture.
It was meant to be derogatory, but we kind of liked it.
We don't play fair.
Sorry. Excuse
Kind
me.
of an emergency.
Sorry. Don't worry, I have to go first. I'm American.
Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. We gon' delirious. Come and take a ride.
You seriously want to drive to Baghdad?
David, we're gun runners. Let's go run some guns.
I'm so sick of these movies that celebrate white men being cynical
Hey,
and just being cynical assholes.
You know, I was talking to somebody about this. This would have been a much better movie along the lines of Cocaine Cowboys Reloaded, right? Like, do a doc about these guys. Do a doc about, because the interesting thing in this movie is, you know, there's pressure from the government to open these contracts up, and the unintended consequences is that it creates this kind of arms dealer race, and there's all kinds of shenanigans that result in some pretty serious breaches of ethics and legality. And I'd rather show me the true story. Don't give me this kind of jackass narrative.
Even if you're going to make a narrative, though, like come up with a point of view about it. Like, is it a satire? Is it a cautionary tale? Are we supposed to be thrilled for these guys?
Yes, we're supposed to think they're awesome.
I don't feel like the movie even knows. There's no point of view here at all, and so it just winds up being nothing because it has nothing to say about the Bush-Cheney years. It has nothing to say about the fact that the systems by which these guys became successful. It just was, you're right. It's just these kind of like two dudes, you know, working the system and having crazy misadventures.
Right.
And
It's a Todd Phillips movie.
I think it did have some stuff to say about, you know, especially about the Cheney years, because he gets name-checked a bunch.
Well, they say the name Cheney, but I'm saying...
but
In a fun way. Like, I love Dick Cheney's America.
there's an element of this that I felt that is, you know, not in somewhat the same wheelhouse as The Big Short, but The Big Short does it so much better. I could see kind of where there's at least a push to go towards a little bit of satire, like, oh God, look at this system that nobody knows about and people are capitalizing on. But then it tilts into being this drama about the relationship between these two guys.
Which it barely cares about,
Which it barely cares about.
Because they're not really people.
Well, the weird thing is they are real people.
They know in real life.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're not really people
in the
that
movie. No, absolutely.
fleshed out,
But
is what I
well, it's
mean,
weird. The guy who Miles Teller is playing has a cameo. He's the dude who plays Don't Fear the Reaper at the old folks home at the beginning of the movie. And I was thinking, oh, okay, so he's on board, which is maybe why Miles Teller is such a blank for this entire movie, and why Jonah Hill is the total like sociopath asshole bad guy in this movie. It's like, well, there's two guys, and we get one of them to agree to do it. Well, the other one, you know, we'll blame everything on the other guy. It was just not funny and not interesting, and I didn't like them or care about them or care about them enough to not like them. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have to be likable, but they had to be interesting or something.
Yeah. So also, but speaking of, I didn't realize that was the case with the guy Miles Teller's playing, which also explains why there's just wall-to-wall voiceover.
Oh,
from
God.
Miles Teller.
So much.
Over-explaining everything. And in the beginning, to your point about it being like The Big Short, they do have a bunch of like dollar signs and graphs and numbers, and it's kind of visually like bam, bam, bam. I kind of think like The Big Short, and then they just abandoned that that aesthetic entirely. But yeah, they had the Miles Teller voiceover, over-explaining everything all the time. And then you have
Terrible
also...
song cues.
This is my next point I'm going to make. Not unlike Suicide Squad.
Yes, totally.
Spending a shit ton of money on musical choices which are so obvious and so on the nose. So like,
Right,
it's
and-
not good.
And to get a little inside baseball on this,
Yeah.
when there is a screening of a Warner Brothers movie, we're going to let everybody know how this works. At Warner Brothers movies, when there's a screening,
Oh, that's right.
they
yes.
play
the
the songs from the soundtrack while we're waiting
Beforehand.
for the movie to start. That seems to be the only studio that can
I
consistently
keep
do that.
asking them to stop doing that
And
because
there's-
it's a spoiler.
Right, because there's some, I guarantee you it's because there's some corporate mandate from somebody
To sell the
higher
record
up,
or something.
Right, somebody high up at Warner Brothers says, hey, we should be playing that music. And that was the edict that came down.
No,
and it's super irritating because then
you know
hear
what
the
you're
song.
going to
start
be getting.
listening for the music.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, like, when-
welcome to the hell of being a critic.
Our job is hard, but not that it's like a spoiler because this is a true story and these guys get caught. But like, as the feds are pulling Jonah Hill and Miles Teller out of the Miami high-rise, they're playing "No One Knows What It's Like
Yeah,
to Be
like,
the Bad
right.
Man." Like they're in slow motion, cuffed, walking to the police
Yeah,
car. Like,
you know,
all the
a
cliches.
helicopter
Fortunate
attack
son.
and a fortunate son. It's like, oh, God, stop
Yeah,
it.
it's so on
but
the nose.
it can be a spoiler on a better movie like, say, Central Intelligence, where the songs are actually intended as a joke for certain
Right.
things. And you hear those coming. So stop doing it, Warner Brothers.
What's
I've
the-
sent emails about this.
What's the
Also,
song?
Warner Brothers, while you're at it, stop making such shitty
Yeah,
DC
no
movies.
It's a
kidding.
bad
This is
summer
not a
for
good
you
summer
guys.
for you guys.
What's the song that's playing when Miles Teller's at the blackjack table in Vegas? Da da da
So-
da da.
Oh,
Lucky going yes.
Ain't that a
And
kick in the head?
So every song you think is going to come up to each situation
Right.
is exactly that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But-
My rant, I'm done.
Yeah, no. But
Pisses me
that's
off.
definitely a problem with this movie. But for the most part, it's just terribly written, and neither Teller nor Hill is all that engaging. They're both, I think, really charismatic actors in the right material, and I was not responding to their performances at all.
No, they're just asshole dude bros.
There's one woman with dialogue who's basically there to like be concerned about Miles Teller getting in trouble and getting
Yeah.
pregnant, and she gets
and
pregnant.
she gets pregnant and then is a mom.
Yeah.
So Ana de Armas, who was in, I'm blanking on the name of that movie.
Knock Knock.
Yes.
With
Keanu Reeves.
yes.
So.
And the fact that her last name is De Armas, I thought was fitting for a movie
Yes.
about weapons, but that's about all she had.
Oh, that didn't even occur to me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Doctor,
this
what's your number?
was 2.5, and even that almost feels generous now.
2.
4.5. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
that on the
I
poster.
hated it.
I
Let's be
didn't hate
clear.
it.
Yeah, I was actively kind of squirmy and repulsed and ugh. Okay, so
That's a 3 from us.
that's a 3.
Yeah,
from us,
63%
yes.
right now on the tomato.
It's really high. It's really
Unbelievable.
high. I don't know who you people are who like this movie. Bye.